Now, could this be the breakthrough that Madeleine McCann's family have waited more than 6 years for?
Police have released new e-fits of suspects in her disappearance and new details they hope could help solve the case. 4 hours before she went missing, Madeleine McCann was acting as a ball girl as her parents played tennis. This was one of the last photos ever taken of her. These are crucial moments to be replayed in a detailed reconstruction that police hope will help catch the kidnapper.
What we sought to do from the beginning is try and draw everything back to zero, if you like. Try and sort of take everything back to the beginning and then reanalyse and reassess everything, accepting nothing.
Police have also released several e-fits of people they want to talk to in connection with the case.
We're not the ones that has done something wrong here. It's the person who's gone into that apartment and taken a little girl away from her family.
The Crime Watch appeal is part of a £5 million review of the case, also to be shown in Germany and Holland.
Well, we're joined now from Portugal by Robert Murat. Now, Robert was the first man to be accused of kidnapping Madeleine, and subsequently, of course, he was cleared. Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, like Kate and Jerry, you were this thing under Portuguese law, an acquido, and a suspect. And what sort of effect did that have on your life, Robert?
It was a huge effect. Unfortunately, it's myself and my family. It's completely destroyed it really for a long time.
Very, very difficult for you to get your life back together. You're still living there. You're still just round the corner from where it all happened. And 6 years on, do you hold out any hope that they might actually find out what happened to Madeleine?
I hope so. It's one thing I do hope, and I have ever since 2007. I think it's something that needs to be dealt with. Simply, in my case, there are still situations for example, on the internet where you see stories of was he involved or wasn't he involved. So having that situation with this situation resolved would resolve that situation too.
How do the majority of the Portuguese view this case many years on?
I think it's just dragging for them. I think it's been a process that keeps on disappearing, then appearing, disappearing and appearing. So I think it's getting kind of old news for them as such.
What about the reaction to the McCanns actually going to the British police for help?
I haven't really had much reaction from the Portuguese on that. I just think they're uninterested now to a major degree.
Yeah, it's very sad, and as we said earlier on, they're not actually going to show the e-fits that we have, are not going to be shown in Portugal. You were at the sharp end of this police investigation. How do you reckon that they handled it, the Portuguese police?
Sorry, just jumping in there quickly. Actually, the e-fits are in all the newspapers over here this morning.
Are they? That's
good. So they are.
Yeah.
They are. They are being shown. So it's
good.
not completely non-existent.
Oh,
it
that's
is existent.
good news.
Yeah.
That's good news. Thank you for clearing that up.
So that
Thank
is
you.
No problem. Sorry, could you repeat your last question?
Yeah, of course. No, it was just about the investigation. You know, obviously you were a suspect, if you like. You were an acquido. You saw how the Portuguese police handled the investigation. What was your take on how they handled it?
Well, I've got to say, I don't think they handled it badly, in the sense that the funding of the Portuguese police is hugely less than, let's say, the English police. They don't have the kind of equipment and manpower that you have in the UK. It's completely different on that front. Where you have two sides of the investigation, you had the people searching and then you had people leading the investigation. They're two completely different police forces. You had the GNR, which were on the ground, and they were actually conducting the searches that we saw on television in 2007. And I've got to say, I think they did an amazing job. Without a shadow of a doubt. I think I met lots of the police there that were actually, came out on their days off, and not only police, but lots and lots of people from all walks of life that actually took time out to help. And unfortunately, I think that's kind of been forgotten a bit.
Well, thank you. Thank
the
you
way actually people
yeah.
came out and did help.
I can understand that. Thank you very, very much indeed for joining us this morning. And of course, all we hope for is for the truth to be discovered. Absolutely. And for Kate and Jerry to know what's happened to their little girl.
To have some peace in their life, yeah, absolutely. 40 minutes past 8 is coming up next.